Russ here, owner at Just Great Guitars. Taking time out of a photo shoot because the sun's too high, thought I'd show you all how we measure the nut width here at Just Great Guitars. So first of all, you're going to need a gauge like this. It's a caliper gauge, and what I've done is to protect these very sharp ground steel edges just with some masking tape. But of course that means that these edges won't quite close in the way that they used to, so we're going to have to reset the zero, which I do like this. Now it's important that you use this thumb wheel to find that 0 point. The tape is slightly squishy, so we want to use a constant pressure for the 0 and for the actual measuring process. So now I've got a 0, I can open up again, and then we're going to do the measuring. So you'll see that on the neck the width changes slightly between around here, just slightly ahead of the nut, and on the nut itself, and there's a slight variation between there. So I'm free to move between the nut, so that's the width at the nut, and halfway through the first fret, that's the width there, and there's a slight indentation between that. So on average that position is going to be around about here. If we read that, we're now, oops, I've just moved it. If we read that, let's just reset that. If we read that in inches, 1.7 inches, and we can switch it over to millimeters, 43.3. And don't forget, this 0.45, these are thousandths of an inch, so they're not important at all. This is 1.7 inches, which you can of course convert into a fraction.